Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amber, and as you can tell by the title, we're going to be seeing what your villain era is going to be like in your villain origin story. I feel like this one is going to be very interesting because I feel like things are just too lighthearted and I want to get into the more darker stuff because I'm not just a light being. I have darker energy to me too, so we're gonna go ahead and see. So this is for me too, because I'm gonna choose a group. I'm not gonna tell you which group I'm gonna choose, but I'm hearing a number in my head. So with that being said, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and choose one of the, I cannot talk. You're going to go ahead and choose one of the 6 groups. You're going to choose group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, group 5, or group 6, obviously. And you can either choose using a random number generator, or you can choose using the groups that I have posted on the screen in just a second. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and throw the groups on the screen, and I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, group number 1, hi, welcome to your reading. As you can tell by the title, we're going to be seeing what your villain era is going to be like, or your villain origin story. Keep in mind that all of these readings are alleged for entertainment purposes only. None of these are facts, they're just opinions, so take what I say with a grain of salt, take what applies, and then leave the rest. So we're just going to go ahead and get into it. I'm excited for this. Okay, so we have guilt, okay, 3 of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, 2 of Swords, Chiron, Moon, Trine. Okay, that's really good. We like that. Forgiveness, Pay Yourself First, and blinded to Pain. So your villain origin story. Let's go ahead and get started with your origin story. So someone did you wrong. Okay, it could be a colleague, it could be a coworker with the 3 of Pentacles. It doesn't have to be, but I am hearing it is romantic. But if it's just a friend, someone did you wrong, someone chose you over somebody else or chose something over you, and you're really pissed about it, and you're just like, you know what? I'm sick of being like not chosen. I'm sick of being the underdog. I'm sick of healing. I'm sick of trying to be a light person and trying to like be sensitive to everyone's emotions and care about people, and now you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna take all of my pain, okay, I'm gonna take all of my trauma and I'm gonna funnel it into myself. Fuck everybody else, y'all are in my way. Now is the time for me to take back control of my life, especially when it comes to love, okay, and seduction. Like, I see you being very seductive. I see you like kind of like, excuse my bed creaking, I see you guys kind of just like being like, you know what, fuck my exes, like fuck everyone who's did me wrong, and like I'm gonna heal and I'm gonna grow and I'm gonna change and I'm gonna show y'all bitches who the fuck is boss. Like, I just see you putting someone in their place too, kind of a little bit, kind of being like, no, you know what, you've had enough time to heal, you've had enough time to grow, you're still not changing, why are you not changing? Well, if you're not going to change, I'm changing for the better, and fuck you. That's what I'm saying. I see you take all of your pain, all of your trauma, and it just coming to the surface at like one point, and you just being like, you know what, I'm sick of being nice. I'm sick of caring. I'm sick of being this sensitive little being that like cries over everything. You know what, instead of crying, I'm gonna take that pain and I'm gonna turn it into something that is beneficial for me. So I see you kind of putting someone in their place. I see you kind of being like, you know what, you've had enough time to heal, you've had enough time to grow. Your origin story is that somebody who you really trusted did you wrong, and you're just like, you know what, fuck everybody. I'm tired of being guilty, okay? I'm tired of, especially if you've had guilt with being yourself. Like, I see you no longer feeling guilty and you're just being like, nope, this is the true me. This is who I really am. And if you don't like it, fuck off. Like, literally just fuck off, because I'm not going to go back. Like, I see you being like, no, you know what? I'm not going to go back to who I was before. I'm not going to be blinded to your manipulation tactics and your games. Like, I see what the fuck you're doing, and I'm not going to take it laying down. Like, that's just what I can't talk. I'm not going to take it laying down. I see you being in a position of power, okay? You're going to choose this power. Especially if you work somewhere, I see you kind of being like a little bit cutthroat with your coworkers and like the way that you work, like funneling all of your energy into your work and being very just like goal-oriented. And weirdly enough, I see you actually forgiving yourself for a lot of the things that you let slide in the past. You're just like, I let a lot of people get away with a lot of things for way too long, and now they're gonna feel my wrath. They're gonna start taking accountability whether they like it or not, or it's bye, see you never. Like, that's what I'm seeing. I'm just seeing you kind of, weirdly enough, I see you kind of taking people's trauma and kind of using it to benefit your own ideologies, okay? I don't know why the fuck I'm hearing that, but it's like someone tells you their trauma and then you're just like, what can I use this to my advantage? Like, how can I use this to my advantage? Because I'm done being taken advantage of. Like, I don't trust people anymore, and like, if you're a nice person, sorry to break it to you, but somebody fucked me up and now I don't care anymore. If you do one wrong thing, it's bye, I don't care. I love that energy. I love that energy. With that being said, that's all I'm really getting. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you guys have a lovely day, evening, night, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you later. Bye. Group number 2. Hi, welcome to your reading. As you can tell by the title, we're going to be seeing what your villain era is going to be like in your villain origin story. Keep in mind that all of these readings are alleged for entertainment purposes only. None of these are facts or just opinions, so take what I say with a grain of salt and take what applies and leave the rest. But with that being said, we're just going to go ahead and get into it, and I'm excited for this. So we have Judgment, okay, Knight of Wands, the Star reversed, Two of Pentacles. Someone didn't appreciate you for your talents or what work you were putting in, or someone judged you for some sort of talent or gift or skill set that you have or that you've been working on, and you're just like, what the fuck, how dare you do that to me? Capricorn, yeah, it's something that you worked really, really hard on. 9th house, you've had to do a lot of spiritual work in order to get this thing to manifest. And Pluto is like saying, like, you're gonna listen to me today. Like, you're gonna listen to what the fuck I have to say. Finances, moonlighting, alone in the world. So you're the type of energy where you've had to do a lot of shit on your own. You've had to become hyper independent because you didn't get the love that you felt like you needed from your parents, or you needed from your groups, like your group scenario, or like group of friends, or just a group of people kind of outcasted you and made you feel like the work or the effort that you've been putting in is like nothing. And it's not, and you're not showing anything for it. Well, I actually see you kind of, your villain origin story is like, your villain era is going to be someone who like kind of manifests a lot of money or manifests a lot of like stability for yourself, and you're just like, you know what, I don't need you, I don't need people, like I don't need anyone to believe in me. I'm going to show you that I'm a hard worker. I'm going to show you that I have what it takes. And I actually see you kind of like using mind games in order to manipulate people, in order to like get them to see your side of the story or to see your point of view. Because I feel like for some of you guys have been ridiculed. You've been outcasted, okay? You've been someone who has had, I'm hearing allegations in my head, so you might be someone who has had allegations thrown on them, or like you were framed for something. That could be something too, was like your villain origin story is that you were framed for something. But regardless, your villain origin story is like someone who was framed, someone who was deemed an outcast, and someone who was never going to fit into some sort of social order. And I just see you blazing a trail and being like, no, you know what, I don't need anyone to believe in me. I don't need to have hope in the world. All I need to have is hope in myself, and hope in my dreams, and in what I believe in, and you're not going to stop me from reaching some sort of goal. So I see you being very cutthroat at work. I see you being very cutthroat with your family members, with your friends, being like, no, you're going to listen to what I have to say and what I believe in. I'm sick of hiding my belief system. I'm sick of hiding who I truly am. Who I truly am is someone who's radical, who's different, but is someone who's just as a hard worker as anybody else. Just because you're not following the system doesn't mean that you're not a hard worker, and doesn't mean you don't have good work ethic. Like, that's what I'm seeing. So your origin story, like, not your origin story, your villain era is going to involve you being alone, okay? Like, I'm not going to lie. I do see a group of people that you're going to meet after a while, after you get used to this energy of, like, not following the herd and not, like, being a sheep. Like, I see you kind of being a leader in some sort of friendship group or in some sort of social order where it allows you to be like, hey, like, you can be different and still be successful. You cannot fit in and still be successful and be well respected and admired. Like, you don't have to follow the herd. You don't have to like give in to what people expect of you. So I just see you being radical. I see you being different. I see you changing up your style. I see you changing up your hair. I see you changing everything about you, and you're realizing you're like, no, you know what? Sometimes I have to do this shit alone. And you're going to be okay with being alone, especially if you're so used to being in a group scenario. I see you being alone, and I see you feeling comfortable and at peace with being alone. So with that being said, that's all I was really getting. So I hope you guys have a lovely day, evening, night, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you guys later. Bye. Group number 3, hi, welcome to your reading. As you can tell by the title, we're going to be seeing what your villain origin story is going to be in your villain era. So keep in mind that all of these readings are alleged for entertainment purposes only. None of these are facts, they're just opinions, okay? So take what I say with a grain of salt, take what applies and leave the rest. So we're just going to go ahead and get into it. I have hair all over me. Okay, so we have death. Okay. Page of Cups reversed. Sorry about the phone. I'm going to pause that just for a second. Okay, so before I draw anything else, what I was hearing is that there was some sort of goal or some sort of wish of yours that never came true, or that somebody tried to take away from you and you're just like, what the fuck, you took that away from me, how dare you? 4 of Wands, especially when it comes to your stability. 11th house, 2nd house, Neptune, healthcare change, positivity, faith, and optimism, and fragmentation. Some of you guys felt like you didn't know who you were outside of a family dynamic, okay, or outside of a love connection. You had no idea who you were. You felt like you needed this person in your life, or you needed these people in your life to feel secure, to feel like you were on your right path in life. And what Spirit is basically trying to tell you is that no, you don't need these people, okay? Your villain origin story, I will say, is someone who had to put their dreams aside or had to put their goals aside in order to take care of some sort of family dynamic or friendship dynamic or relationship dynamic. Like, you had to put yourself aside. You had to put your goals aside. You had to ignore your call because of somebody else. And I actually see this was wreaking havoc on your health. It was wreaking havoc on your mental health, on your physical health. Like, it was really just tearing you apart. And I see your villain origin story being like, no, you know what? There is a darker side to me with fragmentation. I'm sick of being positive all the time. Not everything is positive in life. There's darker sides to life. And I kind of want to tap into that a little bit because I'm sick and tired of just being taken advantage of. Or I'm sick and tired of like constantly feeling like I need to take care of these people in order to like flourish and grow. And like, reality is that you need to put a death or an end to like whoever these people like are in your life. Like, I just see you, like, your villain era is going to be someone who rejects love and rejects vanity, and you're just going to be like, no, like, what's my stability looking like though? If you don't fit my standards as to what I believe stability is, get the fuck out of my face. Like, I don't care. I see you like kind of casting aside a lot of old friends or old groups of people that just no longer want to see you grow and to see you flourish. And you're just like, no, like, I don't trust people anymore. Like, you fucked me over. Like, it's fuck you forever. It's fuck you forever. Like, that's what I'm seeing. Someone messed with your stability. Someone messed with your family. Someone messed with your stability. If it wasn't your family who did something to you, it was a friend or someone in your circle that messed with your family or that messed with your stability. And you're just like, absolutely not. You're not going to mess with what the fuck I built up. You're not going to mess with the things that I've had to go through. Like, the things that I've had to go through, the sacrifices that I've had to make, you're not going to take that away from me. I'm going to get what the fuck I deserve. And you know what that is good health, a good community, good money. Like, I deserve those things. Like, I see you being like, I deserve these things. And I see you kind of getting mad at the universe and being like, no, like, you're gonna give me what the fuck I deserve, which is what I want, and I'm gonna get it. Like, I see you just being like, every obstacle and block in your path, you're gonna be like, you know what, fuck these blockages, fuck these obstacles. I'm gonna learn how to work through them, and I'm gonna learn how to manifest stability for myself, because I see a lot of you guys feel like you don't feel very stable, you don't feel very grounded on earth, and I see you kind of just leaning more into the material things a little bit in a weird way, where it's like, part of you rejects vanity, but then the other half of you is going to lean too much into vanity and be like, oh, I want to look the best, I want to be the best, like, I want to have everything. So it really could go either way. So for the first half of you, I see you rejecting vanity because of your upbringing, and then the other half of you, I see you guys embracing vanity and being like, no, I can use my looks to my advantage if I really want to. Like, I can use my energy to my advantage. Like, yes, I have this light within me, yes, I have this expansive energy that people want to be around, but how can I use that to my advantage? I can come off as a light being, but do I have to actually be one? No, I don't have to. Like, that's what I'm seeing. So I see a little bit of facade going on, okay? I see you kind of just being someone who comes off as someone very friendly and very outgoing, but in reality, you're just gonna be like, what can I take from this situation? What can you give to me? Because you're draining my energy. So, like, what the fuck are you here for? If you're not here to benefit my life, then bye, fuck off. Like, that's what I'm saying. So I see you guys putting a death to, or an ending to like something that has to do with stability or family or your home life. I see something changing with that. And I see you actually kind of reaching out for help towards a community that actually aligns with you. And yeah, your villain origin story is someone who did you wrong, that fucked with your stability. And then your villain era is going to be someone who transmutes energy, who takes negative energy and transmutes it into something positive, or vice versa, takes positive energy and transforms it into negative in order to benefit your life. Like, I just see you I see you benefiting from other people's misery. Like, to be honest, like, that's what I'm seeing. I see you stealing people's energy too. I do see that a little bit of energetic vampire energy, which everyone can be an energetic vampire, okay? You don't have to be a narcissist to be an energetic vampire. Like, come on. Anyway, with that being said, that's all I'm really getting. So I hope you guys have a lovely day, evening, night, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you later. Bye. Group number 4. Hi, welcome to your reading. As you can tell by the title, we're going to be seeing what your villain origin story is going to be like and your villain era is going to be like. I feel like this is so, like, a new idea that I haven't really seen anyone do, so I'm excited for this. But keep in mind that all of these readings are alleged for entertainment purposes only. None of these are facts, they're just opinions, so take what I say with a grain of salt, and take what I say, like, take what applies and leave the rest. So we have regret, we have the Lover's reverse, scorned lover, Queen of Swords reverse, scorned lover, 7 of Cups, ooh. Someone lied to you about something, your partner lied to you about something, or a past partner lied to you about something. Maybe they could have cheated on you, or they just lied about something, or they lied in general about something that has to do with their character. 5th house, this is dating, okay? That's dating, that's romance, conjunct what? Semi-sextile. I'm gonna draw one more because I feel like that wasn't enough clarification. I need more clarification. Conjunct the 7th house, that is committed relationships. Okay, so we have committed relationships here like 3 different times, okay? Religion and spirituality. It is safe for you to receive. Colorless angel. This person drained the life out of you. Whoever this person was, your villain origin story is this person lied to you about something. And they stole your energy. They made you feel like you couldn't trust them. They made you feel like you were crazy. They made you feel like you were paranoid. And in reality, you're just like, no, like, you promised me the world. You promised me that you were going to be faithful. You promised me that you were going to change, and you never did. Or you weren't faithful, or you weren't telling me the truth. And I see you picking up things spiritually and being like, no, like, my intuition's right. Like, I know I'm right. Like, I know you're acting weird. I know you're acting different. Like, stop trying to tell me that I'm crazy. And I see you kind of having regrets trusting this person and being like, oh, they told you everything. They told you anything and everything to keep you around. And now you're just like, you were stealing my energy. Fuck you. I see you being cutthroat towards romantic partners. I see you no longer taking people's bullshit, especially when it comes to romantic partners. Like, I just see you being like, no, I'm not going to take this laying down, okay? Like, I have regrets about being in a relationship with you, and I don't care. I do regret being with you, or I do regret the relationship that we had because you wasted my time. So I see you kind of just being obsessed with not wasting time anymore. I see you obsessed with, like, finding your path to spirituality again, and just being connected to spirit and being like, what can I take from the situation? How can I transmute this energy into something that's more positive? But your villain era is going to be someone who kind of manipulates people in romantic relationships because you are manipulated. So just keep that in mind. I do see you being a little bit manipulative, okay, in order to get what you want. Especially when it comes to some sort of secret or some sort of, like, vulnerability. Like, I see you kind of getting the opportunity to kind of have someone be vulnerable with you and you taking advantage of that. Okay? That's your villain era. You taking advantage of other people's emotions because they did that to you in the past. But I'm hearing specifically it's because of a specific person, or it's for a specific person. Like, I see you being very villainous towards a specific person. This doesn't feel like a villain era where you're just, like, going out and, like, being destructive and, like, fuck everybody. I think it's mainly just fuck this one person. And I think you're gonna get the opportunity to kind of sell a fantasy to them, to kind of be like, oh, you're everything that I've ever wanted in a partner or whatever, or we can work this out, we can change, like we can grow. But in reality, you're just like, I got you right where I want you. You want to fuck with me in the past? Well, guess what? I see clearly now. I see you for who you truly are. You're a monster, and I'm a fucking hunter. Like, I'm gonna find you. I'm just as scary as you are. I can be just as manipulative as you are. Like, that's what I'm seeing. I see you turn the tables on a situation, and I see you turning the tables on someone that you trusted. That's what I'm seeing. So with that being said, the only other thing I'm really hearing is that you are going to be very connected to spirit, and you're going to be getting a lot of spiritual downloads in order to heal and to grow in ideas, in order to kind of like not manipulate this, I guess manipulate this person, but like kind of get this person to kind of see your side of the story or see your side of things. And I'm hearing karma, like this person's going to get their karma and you're going to witness it. And that's kind of going to be your villain area, is that you're gonna really be enjoying this energy of like, hi, you got what you deserve. Like, I don't know why I said it that way. You got what you deserve. So with that being said, that's all I'm really getting. I'm not really seeing anything else, but I do see you, actually, I do see you seducing this person or seducing someone, and them falling head over heels for you and you being like, I don't really care. Like, that's just what I'm seeing. Anyways, so this is definitely man-eater energy, or woman-eater if you're a man. I don't know. Anyway, but with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next group. So I hope you guys have a lovely day, evening, night, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you later. Bye! Group number 5. Hi, welcome to your reading. As you can tell by the title, we're going to be seeing what your villain era is going to be like in your villain origin story. So keep in mind that all of these readings are alleged for entertainment purposes only, and none of these are facts, they're just opinions. Okay? I don't know why I said it like that. Anyway, we're just going to go ahead and get into it. So take what I say with a grain of salt, take what applies, and leave the rest. So we have empathy. Ooh, we have our empaths in this group. I'm excited for y'all. The Chariot's reversed. Queen of Pentacles is reversed. And the World's reversed. Okay. Scorpio. Square. Ooh, square what? First house. Ooh, so some of you guys could have a Scorpio rising, or you have a square or a trine or an opposition to your ascendant. You don't have to, by a planet that is in Scorpio, but that's just for extra confirmation. But regardless, this is just very fitting for what we're reading right now. So we have get some rest, do the work, okay, and the temple of my body. You guys were taken advantage by somebody. Okay, temple of my body. I see someone using you either for intimacy or to fill a void in their soul, and I see your villain origin story being like, no, like I wanted stability with you, but you wouldn't give it to me, or you kept making all these promises and you kept telling me that you care about me, but you really fucking didn't. Like, all you wanted to use me was for my body, or whatever you wanted to use me for. Like, you just wanted to use me. And I see your villain origin story being like, I trusted you. I gave my all to you. You know, I was vulnerable with you. I showed you the darkest parts of myself, and you took advantage of that. And you know what? You might have seen my darkest parts of myself, but in reality, like, I'm not just a completely dark being. But if that's what you want to see me as, then fuck it. I'm just going to show that to you, because you want to make me out to be the villain? Well, fine. I'll be the fucking villain. Like, that's what I'm hearing. I'll play the fucking villain. Like, that's what I'm hearing, okay? Get some work, get some rest, and do the work. So it's very conflicting energy, right? Like, on one part of you, you're just like, I want to be a nice, sweet person, and like, I don't want to hurt anybody. But on the other side of you, you're just like, no, like, you took advantage of me, okay? Like, you said that you wanted something with me, and then you left me high and dry, and you weren't honest with me, or you said you want, this is like the type of group where you get ghosted, okay? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if y'all got ghosted or something. But you took advantage of me, you said things about me that weren't true, or you made up lies about me, or you told these lies to yourself about me. And in reality, I've been nothing but kind to you. I've been nothing but trying to take care of you during your hardest times. And now it's about me. Now I see you kind of using your attractiveness in order to manipulate somebody, okay? Like, especially if it comes to like an ex. But I see you using your attractiveness to manipulate somebody and lure somebody in. And I see you kind of just like using, like, this is a very, like, this is 18 plus, but this is giving very sexual, sensual energy. Like, this is giving very much like sensual, like, I'm gonna draw, it's giving very much siren, okay? Siren on a rock with her titties out to lure them into their death. Like, that's what I'm seeing. I just see darker feminine energy where it's very much like, even if you're a guy, like, you're just like, I want to tap into my darker sensuality. Like, I want to be a siren, or I want to be somebody that lures people in and like makes them like obsessed with me. Like, this is giving very obsessive energy about your, like, how you look to people and how you come off to people. Like, this is very much about your appearance, and you want to come off as somebody who is powerful, who is a force to be reckoned with, someone who is able to manipulate people and lure people in and like make people see like how sensual you can be and how seductive you can be. Like, to me, this is kind of giving like, and I say this, like, how do I say this with being sensitive? It's like the ugly kid, oh my God, the ugly kid gets hot or whatever, and you have a glow up and you're just like, oh, I didn't know they could be that hot. Like, I didn't know they could look like that. Like, I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know they had that within them. But I just see you transforming your appearance. I see you transforming your personality and being like, I can be sexual, okay? I can be sensual, or I can be this darker, just sensual being. And like, you can't tell me that I can't be that. You're telling me to suppress my inner nature, and I'm not gonna suppress my inner nature anymore. The truth is that I have a lot of darker sexual energy or sensual energy, and I'm not gonna hide that anymore. I'm not gonna hide that anymore. I'm done hiding it. Like, I just see you being very proud of your sexuality and being very proud of like your body and like how you look and like your seductive qualities and like the way that you look at people or the way that you like talk to people. Like, I just see you reinventing yourself in a way where it's like, how can I be more like seductive? Like, how can I be like more sensual, like to draw people in? Like, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, that's your villain origin story. I would say, like I said before, is someone who was taken advantage of, someone who used you for something, especially if they used your body or something like that. I'm so sorry, like, if that's like triggering. But, and then I just see you kind of laying down with somebody or like luring somebody in, especially if you want to get revenge on this person. Like, you're gonna lure them in and kind of make them fall in love with you, and then you're just gonna leave them high and dry. Like, that's what I'm saying. Heartbreaker energy. Player energy, very much so. But like, I don't know, that's just what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. That's all I'm really getting. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next group, but I hope you guys have a lovely day, evening, night, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you later. Bye. Group number 6. Hi, welcome to your reading. As you can tell by the title, we're going to be seeing what your villain origin story is going to be in your villain era. So keep in mind that all of these readings are alleged for entertainment purposes only, okay? None of these are facts, they're just opinions, okay? And take what I say with a grain of salt, take what applies, and then leave the rest. So we're just going to go ahead and get into it. So we have grief, okay? We have 3 of Wands, 9 of Wands, 7 of Swords reversed, Saturn, North Node, and Mars. Okay, we have heavenly signs. Let go of guilt. So we have guilt here twice. Okay, stop feeling guilty about being who you truly are. Like, that's what I'm hearing. And sacrifice. You guys have had to make a lot of sacrifices towards your goals. That is your villain origin story, is you've made a lot of sacrifices towards your goals, and you feel like you've gotten nothing came out of it. Or you feel like, you're like, fuck, I'm in too deep. Like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Like, I thought this is what I wanted. I was going after this goal. I was obsessed with getting towards this goal. I was obsessed with being disciplined. I was obsessed with that, with being in control. And I see your villain origin story is just going after something very meticulously and being like very serious about it and feeling like this is aligned for you, and then it being stripped away from you by another person or just in general, and you being like, fuck, I made all these fucking sacrifices for you or for the situation or for this goal, and now you're telling me I can't have it? Now you're telling me that I'm on the wrong path, or now you're telling me that I don't have what it takes, or that I made a mistake? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? This is my life. And I see you being like, what the fuck? I made all these sacrifices, and I was serious about you, and I was serious about this goal, and now you're telling me I can't have it, or now you're telling me that you don't want to be with me, or now you're telling me that I'm crazy for wanting what I'm wanting, for going after what I'm going after. Like, fuck you. So your villain origin story is someone who's who has a lot of perseverance, okay? Someone who's fought really hard to get where they are, and you just feel like you have nothing to show for it. You feel like people aren't appreciative of all the hard work you've been putting in. So that's your villain origin. So your villain air, let's go and get into it. I see you making a lot of sacrifices and letting a lot of people go. Okay, I see you being like, no, you know what? You're not believing in my dreams. You're not believing in my goals. You don't believe in me. Like, you're wanting me to go on this weird spiritual path towards something else, or some weird path that doesn't align with me. And I'm not going to take it laying down. Like, no, this is what I want to do. I wanted to do this since I wanted to do this since forever. And you're not going to take that away from me. And I see you blazing a trail. I see you becoming independent. I see you going towards this goal. I see you being very disciplined, okay? And Saturn, Mars, and North Node tells me that your emotions are going to be very in check. Okay, you're going to be very meticulous, very methodical. You're not going to have a lot of anger, weirdly enough, with Mars and Saturn. Okay, like, I don't see a lot of anger. I just see you taking all of this anger, or all of this, like, this guilt that you felt from other people, and I see you putting it towards your goals and putting it towards your spirituality, and being like, I feel connected to this thing. Like, I will say this is the most calm group that I've gotten out of all of the groups. Like, I just see you being very calm. I see you being like, okay. Sometimes it's easier for me to act it out rather than to, like, explain it, but you're just gonna be like, okay. I see what you're trying to do. No. I see what you're trying to do. I got goals, and you're not going to stop me from reaching them, because this is meant for me, and I don't care what you say. Like, that's what I'm seeing. I see you being like, I don't care what you say. This is my goal. This is my dream. You're not going to keep me from it, and I'm going to keep going and going and going until I get there, and you're not going to stop me. Like, I just see you being very, very warlike, weirdly enough, but very strategic, I guess is the word I would use. Very strategic. You're going to have a very warlike mentality of like, how can I be strategic? How can I make sure that I'm getting to where I need to be? How can I use every single one of you in order to facilitate my goals and to get to the next stage in my life and get to the next stage of my goal? Like, how can I use people? Like, I'm seeing you use people, but I'm not, it's very transactional. It doesn't feel like this nefarious, like, thing where it's like, oh, I'm gonna use you and I'm gonna, like, drain your energy like one of the other groups. It's more so like, I'm putting my energy aside. I'm putting my feelings aside. Now you are a pawn in my game. You're a pawn in my game, and how can I use you? You're a character in my game, and I'm the main character. How can I use people? How can I get to the next stage in my life by using people? Like, I just see you using people kind of strategically and being like, I don't really care anymore. Like, if you wanted the emotional side of me, you're not going to get it, because I'm done making sacrifices. I'm done feeling guilty for going after my goals. I'm done feeling guilty for who I am. In reality, who I am is someone who's meticulous, someone who's methodical, someone who has a goal in mind, and someone who is strategic, and you're not going to stop me from being who I really am. Like, that's what I'm seeing. Anyways, with that being said, that's all I'm really getting. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys have a lovely day, evening, night, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you later. Bye. Thank you for watching all the way through. If you did, I appreciate it. And I hope you guys found this interesting. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Anyways, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and go. So bye, guys.